are we here? Cece. What's up, Cece?
Hi, Merry Christmas, John.
You know what? Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you. I cannot believe Kelly deemed me worthy. I am here.
Hey, she has not deemed me worthy. So congratulations. This is a big thing. This is
Yeah, for sure.
Way to go. All right, so what's up?
Well, 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with bipolar with mixed episodes. And since then, I'm really trying to find a way to protect my marriage and to protect my daughter from the effects of the illness.
Okay. So
what's the best way to do that?
Got it. Let's fix it. You ready?
Yeah.
So I want to take the diagnostic and just put it away for a while. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Tell me about your marriage and your kids, how long you've been married, all that stuff.
Okay, so we got married in 2014, and right away we started trying to have kids, and it didn't happen.
Okay.
So for 5 years we were going through fertility treatments, and that was really, really rough. His dad died, his sister died. So like we were dealing with trauma after trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were super blessed to have a daughter in 2019. And so she's 2 years old right now, and she's doing great.
How long have you wrestled with some of the symptomologies?
I can remember the depression reaching back into like high school for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents were definitely begging me to like get help or like medication. And I was like, no, it's just a season. I don't need this. Well, one season always ended up going into another season, and it just got kind of deeper and deeper. So, I didn't really notice manic symptoms until after I had the baby. And I went for help for postpartum, and they recommended me to a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist said, these hallucinations you're having, these intrusive thoughts you're having, they're really not postpartum, it's bipolar. So that's how I ended up there.
So will you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, you know what? It's not even doing me a favor. You and I are best friends for sure. But this favor is for you.
Okay.
For your kids and your child and future kids to come, if y'all so choose, for your husband. I want you to go talk to some people in your community.
Okay.
And find a good... Do you have a good relationship with your OBGYN now?
Yeah, pretty good, yeah.
Is he or she?
He, yep.
Is he the one who referred you out to psychiatrist, or did you meet with him?
I met with his social worker at his office, and they referred me out.
Okay. I want you to get a second opinion on that, okay?
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. Talk to me about mixed emotions. That's a very niche bipolar diagnostic. What does that mean to you?
So at the time, I'm trying to dig back because it's been 2 years now. So at the time, it felt like I could crawl out of my skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was so depressed, and at the same time, like I was just shaking inside my body. So for me, the mixed really, it kind of surprised me because I don't quite understand it. You know what I mean? Like
Here's the way I've heard it described is, so for instance, if you meet somebody with bipolar and they're having a manic episode, it's, in all honesty, it's one of my favorite people on earth to be around. It's mayhem and it's chaos and it is laughter and it is 1,000 miles an hour. And the folks that I'm in close relationship who have bipolar manic phases, I laugh so hard. It's a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding of, and this is so rare, that's why I'm asking you, is a mixed emotion would be somebody who is, let me back up. Somebody with bipolar without mixed emotions, they are running high, and it's this sense of optimism, this sense of I can take on the world. It is this sense of I can do everything better than you. And in my case, they're right. Like they can get stuff done in 3 days that it would take me 2 weeks to do, right? The mixed emotions is their body is running like that, but their mind is still super sad. Their mind is still super depressed. They have no optimism. They've got no energy about accomplishment and what we're going to do, and we're going to turn this corner, and then you and I are going to get married, and we're going to go do this and this and this and this. It's not that. Their body's running that fast, but their heart and spirit is still under the covers saying, I just want this to stop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever been like that before. Like, it was mostly just like everything is so bad, and I can't stop the world around me to take a breath.
So I'm gonna give you my opinion, and that's
okay.
It's gonna be worth what you're paying for it. Okay.
Okay.
I do not like at all. I do not like I don't like postpartum diagnostics. And I don't mean not postpartum depression as in another diagnostic, but somebody who is struggled for years with infertility, somebody who's gone through lots of trauma, somebody who then has a baby. And how was your pregnancy? Was it carefree and exciting?
Yeah, it was just fine. It was like the depression abated for a while.
Okay. And then your body goes through what just happened after the baby's born, and everybody experiences that different. That re-regulation, the hormones, what's life going to be like, your relationship with your husband's different. He's got his trauma he's dealing with, and now he's got a little kid, and how's this going to look? And any old stuff from your past is now coming up, and then and then just tag somebody in the middle of that with a diagnosis of a mental health disorder feels not right to me.
Well, and the funny thing is that I found it out by accident. The psychiatrist never told me. She just threw some pills at me, and I went online to take care of a bill on my app for the hospital.
Yeah.
And I just happened to look at my notes, and the diagnostic was on there, and I had to ask her, is this really what's going on? And she's like, well, yes, because your dad is bipolar.
Oh my gosh, dude, go get another. You're going to get me all fired up, and I'm going on vacation tomorrow. So listen.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. You don't apologize for me, nothing, man. I'm on the same team. I want you to go get a second opinion, and I want you to walk them through what happened. Okay?
Okay.
So
okay.
How far removed are you from your initial diagnosis?
2 years.
Okay. So throw the diagnosis, put it in a drawer, and let's close that drawer.
Okay.
Right now, something is worrying you about the way you are parenting, the way you are loving your husband, the way you're taking care of your family and friends, the way you're taking care of yourself. What about your environment now? What about you right now is making you nervous to ask, how do I protect my kid and my marriage from me?
So I feel like I'm not as emotionally available as I should be.
Who told you should be what?
Well, so my husband's like, I can never make you happy. And then I just kind of translated that into I'm not showing him enough that I'm happy. And if I'm not showing my emotions, am I hurting my family by not showing them that I'm okay with our dynamics, if that makes sense.
So are you feeling joy at home and it's just not demonstrative, or are you running pretty low? Are you remembering back to high school when you just ran low?
I feel like I'm fine inside, and that the world is the people around me aren't seeing it.
Okay.
Because they'll be like, "Are you having a bad day today? What's wrong today?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm just a resting witch face. I don't know."
Whatever. No, you're not. So here's
I'm afraid that my daughter will not think that I love her because I'm not showing her that I'm happy.
Okay.
And I think it's part of what I experienced. My dad emotionally withdrew when he had his breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm afraid that I'm doing that now.
So let's not be afraid. Let's speak in data points.
Okay.
Are you withdrawing from your daughter?
Yeah. So at some level, because there'll be days where I can't function that well, and I feel guilty about that.
Yeah. Are you withdrawn from your husband?
No, I'm trying very hard not to.
Okay.
I'm like, if I realize that I'm doing it, then I go and like give him a hug or touch his face, or
there you go. Yeah.
Like scratch his back or something, like to physically connect us.
Mm-hmm.
But
so Cece, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Children of somebody with true bipolar disorder, they often will spend their life trying to make sure everybody else is okay because they had to,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And they become the broker of joy in the house. They become the peacemaker in the house. They become the agent of safety in the house. And it's both exhausting and not their job. It is in that time, but then that same, over time, it becomes not your job in your workplace or in your marriage or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need right now? You're doing a lot of thinking for other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
What do you need?
I need to just like relax, like just let it go,
Don't hold it back anymore. That was just my Frozen reference. Sorry. What do you want to let go?
I want to let go, like the responsibility I feel over other people.
Well, you have responsibility over your daughter.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's my full recommendation. You ready?
Ready.
The things you're describing to me on a 3-minute phone call, right? Or a 10-minute phone call,
Mm-hmm.
sound a lot like an exhausted parent of a 2-year-old. Sound like somebody who's married to somebody that she loves, and y'all have been through hell and back the last 5 or 6 years, and you've probably kept running and kept running and kept running. And at some point, that trauma catches up with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like a new mom who grew up in a disconnected home. And growing up in the home of somebody with bipolar is chaotic and it's scary. And sometimes it's scary because that person disappears, and sometimes it's scary because that person's sitting right there and they're not even present.
Mm-hmm.
And was your mom married to him?
Yes. Yeah, they stayed married through the whole thing, but it was rocky for a time.
That's right. So I want you to think in terms of your body. Your body remembers this story, and it doesn't end well. And so what your body's trying to do is protect you from a story that it knows. And what you have to do is to teach your body, both through thinking and through how you act, that you're safe now. This is a new story. This is different.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that retraining your body will come through partnership with a psychiatrist if you have bipolar disorder. Some of that will come through marriage counseling because your husband's going to have his own trauma work to do too. He's had a lot of loss. And he's been, in his head, he's been propping up a scared wife for 5 years or 6 years, or a heartbroken wife or an exhausted wife or whatever, right? And now you got a 2-year-old and you're looking at your relationship saying, what do we do now? And it's all different. And when things get all different, then we start putting stories in each other's heads. And his story is, she doesn't like me. Because if she liked me, it would look like this. And your story is, if I wasn't broken, I would be acting like that. And what I want y'all to do is to go see a good marriage counselor and say, we have a new baby. We've been through a lot of loss. We've been through 2020, 2021. Whew. I've got to deal with my dad's stuff. You've got to deal with all the loss and your dad's stuff. Let's do this together. And then you're going to get some new tools, and probably neither of you have any sort of model for what this will look like. Fair?
Mm-hmm. Very fair, yeah.
So here's what the word I want you to keep in your head as you move forward is curious, not judgmental. Okay?
Okay.
Listen to me closely. You are not broken. Your body's trying to take care of you. Okay?
Thank you.
Do you promise you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. A psychiatrist or a counselor or a mental health practitioner should never, ever secretly diagnose you with something in order to throw pills at you or to get some sort of insurance reimbursement. If somebody's going to tag you with a label that will last forever, diagnostically, they should sit down and walk you through what this means, how y'all will be in partnership together as you learn new ways to live and to love and to connect, and what role pharmaceuticals will play and how short of a time that will play. They should have a heart of a teacher. They should not have secrets. That's unethical. It's nonsense. It's not a partnership. You're worth more than that. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, CC?
Thank you.
Now, you may go meet with a psychiatrist and they're like, for sure bipolar. For sure. Okay?
Right.
And what that will mean is you're going to sit down with a marriage counselor, you and your husband, and y'all are going to walk through, what does making sure I take my medicine look like? What does making sure I move my body and I take a bunch of fish oil every single day, even when I don't want to? What's it look like to make sure I'm having skin-to-skin contact with family members, even on the days I want to crawl under my blankets and not come out? What's it look like the days you leave me alone and let me have my day under the blanket so I can come out strong the next day? What does exercise look like when I can't move my body? Right? That's when you get in. That's what creating a life worthy of living, worthy of having joy and laughter and fun and dealing with bipolar. That's what that life looks like. It's intentionality. It's about thoughts and behaviors. It's not about the diagnostic. The diagnostic's part of your life is what it is. You haven't convinced me you have bipolar is what I'm saying. And we've only talked for 10 minutes, so I don't know you that well. Your husband may be like, for sure bipolar. I don't like this. I don't like the way the whole thing was done. It just feels gross to me that you take somebody in the middle of a mess and tag them forever. I don't like it. And I didn't go to med school, so put your mean notes in the YouTube comments. Fun ruiners. But I do want you to go get a second opinion. You're worth that. I do want you and your husband to be curious about one another and go to a marriage counselor and say, all right, we got a new baby. We've had a lot of trauma. We're in this together for the long haul. And so we're going to have to find new ways to talk to each other, new ways to be sexually intimate together, new ways to parent, because we've never seen it done right before, or not right. We've never seen it done healthy before. We got all this new stuff to learn, and I'm so glad I get to do it with you. And we're going to figure this thing out together. So go see somebody. Make both of those calls today. Make them both today. You're going to be on the road to healing.